All right. We are live. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is like some of the seriously funky video to kick us off. My apologies, but welcome, welcome, welcome to this morning's meditation. Hopefully, I didn't get everybody too dizzy. Probably fitting for what we're going to be up to today. Take a nice deep breath in and a big exhale out. I don't even know if I can start today without dropping into tears. It's so deep and so raw with where we're going and what is present for us to be up to be working with. The astrology is incredible. And it always is, right? It's always up to these really, really profound and intense things. And it really brings me back to what was happening, what choices were getting made late early fall, like September, October timeframe. Pluto it's up to some stuff right now. It's making some transitions in this past week, and it's less about what Pluto's up to and more about the conjunctions that have been presencing themselves with Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars all conjuncting each other, and Pluto, and they're in Aquarius, and then you have Pluto in Aquarius. And so that is just an incredibly intense opportunity for us to be with ourselves. And whether we're trying to or not, review, experience, connect to some of the themes that were probably coming up and around. So oftentimes, like, we hit these different cycles of like themes in our life where it's like something pops and it's like, oh, we got to deal with that situation, whether it's around relationship or family, or work, whatever. And it preempts these big portals in our life to open. And so that's what I mean. It's not that this is directly connected to what was happening in the fall, but because of these dynamics, you can see this through line of, a window, if you will, that opened back in the fall and has been culminating, and like energy and things building from then to here. And I'll qualify this with, I'm not an astrologer, but the astrology gives us this deep, profound understanding, or map, if you will, to really understand what energetics within our bodies and within the dimensions of what we're working with, to be able to understand how to move the experiences we're having in our lives and how to harness and capture those opportunities. So this is the window we've just come through in this past week, and we are stepping into, we know by looking at the astrology that Neptune is kind of a new player in the field, having just itself moved into Aquarius, and will be there for, I believe, 165 years. Don't hold me to I'm sorry, not in Aquarius, but Neptune's cycle, that's what I want to say, is a very long cycle. It's 165, 168-year cycle. I'm sorry, not Aquarius, Aries, misspeaking. And that in and of itself is massive. 168 years ago was like around the time of the Civil War, and it's going to be going in a few weeks, towards the end, in the spring. It's going to be going conjunct with Saturn and around in April. And it's going to be doing that at 0 degrees. So that's going to be a conversation later on, but we're going to be tracking that portal. So it's like we're getting set up for what is our destiny. And I want us to hold that for a moment. That is the energy we are coming in here to claim. What are we choosing in our destiny? And it's like, and this is for, I have to give her credit. For those of you who know her in my world, Julie McMahon said it to me this morning. I'll occasionally check in with her and be like, what is meditation about today? And she said, we are choosing our destiny versus all of our old choices that have been running it. So I want you to feel that in your system right now, in the ways in which, as you prepare to take your next steps forward into the year, in the ways in which you feel the expansion in your chest and the clutter in your mind. And we know as we move out of the year of the snake and into that of the galloping horse, anyone who's spent any time with horses, especially riding, there is no clutter in the mind that allows for, anytime there's clutter in the mind, you do not have a successful ride. It is all about the expansion in the horse that allows you to become one with your animal. And that is the nature of Aries as well. So we are being prepared as we experience this this coming together of Venus and Mars and Mercury, the mind, our intuition, our action through Mars, that inner warrior, and then Pluto, that messenger, that control mechanism that drives massive transformation in this final, not that it's ever final, but this like final, like, of what is left. What lessons from the fall have we been clearing? And I invite you to listen to Kai Pacha's January 25th first report of like the ways in which Pluto can work in our charts and its transition through the different houses. He does a beautiful job in his Paley report of really explaining it if you care to go deeper with it. But it's today that we're here. We're going to work and just allow ourselves to hold this and feel that releasing. But in that releasing is this both an honoring of ourselves, but with that honoring comes the grief. Because not everyone is able to move forward with us. They all have their own destiny. They all hold their own paths. And if we choose to inform, if we choose to educate them about why we're making our choices the way we are, we're just dropping into that field. Because the truth of our nature is the field we're here to hold. And in holding our truth, we get to trust that as we move forward, that is enough. As we close this field, we must hold that we are enough. The work we have done is enough. that we have dotted every I and crossed every T as we prepare to move forward. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath in and to begin our light link by gazing at the sun. And as you feel that sun shining down on you, I invite you to welcome it in. Let it warm your skin. Let the sun flood your vision. Let yourself be received. Let yourself be witnessed in the truth of the choices you have made in both their rightness and their wrongness, but most importantly, in the divine nature of your effort and your journey and the power of who you are. And in this moment, as you do this light link, open your heart and let that sun shine directly into your heart. And feel that warmth as you send that light link from your heart directly to the sun. Let your heart be laid upon the altar of truth. Judged, weighed on the scales of balance, Mott's scales of balance, purified against the feather, purified by the flame, the altar of truth. And as we envision this altar and feel that light link sinking directly in like a beautiful tether of purification and fire, a cord that seemingly invisible through the layers of the veil of the density reveals itself. Your truth, your doctrine of signature, showing you what has always been there, what has always been present, steadfast, holding, ever present. And in this moment, as I'm seeing like this powerful, beyond seeing multiple images, like an electrical cord, like a frozen in time lightning bolt between your heart and the sun, and then splayed out on an altar. Your heart juxtaposed against the scales. Your heart becomes a feather on the altar. A beautiful stone altar that then crystallizes and from the crystals particleizes into pure light. As we choose our destiny, we choose the truth that resides within us. We choose to honor both the Divine Father and the Divine Mother, our divine nature, as vessels of light and wisdom and truth. We choose to allow our hearts to split open. As I see this altar cracking down the center. And in that crack rises a new seed. And that seed is not perfect. It is not anything other than destiny forged in the flames and the ruin of what has been before. The utter chaos and the breakdown of the wars that have been waged within our hearts. For the love that we've all fought for so desperately, for the ways in which we've sought to see clearly, to bring all those with us, allowing there to be a seat at the table for everyone. But in this moment, the path that presents itself for this seed in this moment can only be for you. For it is your seed, not the seed for many. It is one seed. It is your destiny. It is my destiny. But only we can choose that destiny for ourselves. Only we can claim our own light and choose to pick that up and carry it forward. And in so doing, we claim the divine. We claim her heart. Or the promises we've made to her, to the mother, to the father, to the children that we've fought so tirelessly to uphold. We get to trust in this moment as we choose to walk and pass through this altar that it's been enough. And in so doing, let there be peace in your choices. Let the expansion radiate throughout your body, not just be exploding from your heart. And may you now look to the sky and begin to feel a raindrop, a hope of new beginning, while still seeing the sun and capturing a glimpse of a rainbow as you begin to walk forward on this path. Taking your first step without knowing where or how, just that not only have you chosen, but you too are a chosen one. And that your promise given and received and sealed like a bond throughout the sands of time, ingrained within your cells, sealing your destiny. I invite you to take a few breaths here, allowing this energy to work its way from the visual into your heart, for it to settle in as you imagine the raindrops falling, feeling yourself encompassed in the rainbow all around you. Breathing in and out, knowing that there needs to be no story, just the utter raw opening of your heart to the path that lay before you as you honor yourself and the journey you have chosen and the work that has been done, and all those who have walked with you, and all those who will continue to walk. And for the dreams that will evolve in new ways. May they be blessed. May you be blessed. Ashi.